Welcome to 2 Ounce Tuesday. 2 Ounce Tuesday consists of me doing 2 bottles, 1 ounce in each one, blinded, side by side, and picking a winner. I've got 16 options in my little brown box here. They're all blinded to me. I have a little piece of paper that I have rubber banded around each one. We're gonna choose 2, pour them in glass A and B, give them a blind nose and taste and see which one wins. I've got some hard to find bottles in here and some easy to find bottles. We're gonna see which one we pair up with and see who takes the cake. Start the video. Here's our samples, 16 different 1 ounce pours. I'm gonna go ahead and randomly pour or choose 2 of these, pour them into our glasses, into our nice, clean, shiny looking Glencairns, and we're gonna see who takes the cake. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna go with this one. Put that there, I'll turn the label that way so I can't see it. And we're gonna go with this one. Okay, we've got our samples. Let's close this up so I can't figure out where anyone else is at. Okay, bottle sample 1, let's call it sample A, goes into the glass to my right. Screw that back on, put that right there. Sample B, gonna go to the glass to my left. Okay, put those right there. Okay, so let's get started. I'm gonna start with the one on my right. Since I'm right-handed, I always like to start on the right side. Look at the color of this. It's pretty light. Honestly, this is a very light looking bourbon, whiskey. I have a combination of whiskeys and bourbons in here. Most of them are bourbons. I would say 90% of these samples are gonna be bourbon, but I do have a few whiskeys in there. It has an interesting nose to it. Very light color. Also, I will note that in these samples, the highest proof is, hint, hint, 107 proof, i.e. the Weller 107 is somewhere in this combination. I don't know where exactly, but we'll see if today's is the matchup. I've got Blanton's, Eagle Rare, Henry McKenna 10-year, and a few other hard to find bottles. And there's some very easy to find bottles, things like Elijah Craig. I've got a Buffalo Trace in there. I've got a Redwood Empire Pipe Dream. So there's different proof points, different ages, different differences all along the spectrum. So it has a very interesting nose, sweet kind of corn, almost cotton candy-esque to it. Very sweet nose, very, very sweet nose. This is slightly darker, a little bit more of that kind of caramel color to it. This has got, I can smell a little more burn on this one. There's a little more booze in this glass to this glass, or at least it comes off more in the nose. I smell a nice little bit of sweet cherry in there, but not medicinal, like a nice, almost strawberry. I guess I would say more of a strawberry, like a sweet strawberry than a cherry. Get some nice brown sugars, a little bit of age, honestly. It smells a little bit older than this one does. This one smells a little more grainy, a little more corn forward, younger whiskey there. Nice kind of vanilla, a little more brown sugar, a little more dark sweetness to it, and then a candied cherry or like a strawberry aroma in that one. Okay, let's go in for the taste. Okay, very interesting taste. I still get this like kind of corn forwardness to that. It's very thin. I'm gonna guess this is one of those ones in the box that's about 90 proof. Very low proof point on that one, but good. It really does remind me kind of like cotton candy. Gives me like this cotton candy at the fairgrounds kind of vibe to it, because it's got like, you can smell corn, but it's sweet. So it's kind of like you're walking through the animal, area where they're showing off the horses and pigs and goats and everything. You can smell the hay and the corn and the feed kind of like in the building, and you're eating some cotton candy. So it's like sweet corn, weedy kind of aroma to it and taste to it. Overall, very pleasant, easy drinker, not overly complex though. Very easy in and out. Okay, now to the one to my left in glass B. More of that cherry note or strawberry note is coming out. A little bit of oak aroma on that one. It's definitely older than this. Most definitely got a little more age to glass A. Okay, the cherry or strawberry on the palate comes across a little bit more, slightly more medicinal to me than sweet strawberry or candied cherry kind of flavor to it. A little more viscous. I'm gonna guess that this is a higher proof point. I would presume that this is around 90 proof, since I know nothing else in the box is gonna be below 90 proof. I'm gonna presume this is a 90 proofer. This one has a little more viscosity to it, a little more mouthfeel. I'm gonna guess this is something closer to like 97-ish proof. I'm not really certain. It gives off hints of a kind of a Buffalo Trace-esque flavor to it. It's kind of hard to tell, but has similar flavors to it that I feel like I get from a lot of the Buffalo Trace products, where I get a lot of that kind of like cherry aroma and taste to it. Definitely higher proof. I get more oak on this one for sure. It has a decent oak backbone to it. I'm gonna guess, honestly, if I was to guess, I would say this has gotta be at least 9 years old. And I think this is gonna be around that like 3 to 4 year age mark on this one. For me and my flavor profile, these are both very nice. I enjoy this one more, a little more complex, a little darker sweetness to it, more of that like sweet strawberry, brown sugar, oakiness to it that I really enjoy out of glass B here. Glass A is a little too young, a little too grain forward for me. Funky and enjoyable, but this is more sit by a campfire and sip it on a slightly like, spring, kind of like spring nighttime, where it's just a little bit chilly, not cold, not like, cuddle on down by a warm campfire, but just sip on something that's gonna give you a nice little bit of hug, has a little more proof on it, but is still delicious and not too hot, not too high proof that you're gonna feel your whole body temperature just shoot up to the roof. Okay, so we taste tested both of these. I'm gonna say that I think glass B is better than glass A. Now, I'm interested to see what our two glasses are. If I had to guess, I would say this is gonna be Frey Ranch, and I think that this is gonna be something from the Buffalo Trace family. I've got a few different offerings in there, but I'm gonna think that this is something from Buffalo Trace. We'll see if I'm accurate or not. So our first bottle is Frey Ranch. Okay, Frey Ranch, 4 grain, 45% alcohol. And our second bottle is Knob Creek 12. So wrong about the distillery, right about there being a massive age statement on this one. This definitely has much more oak to it, much smoother, darker flavors to it. So wrong distillery, but good guess on the age with that one and the higher proof point on that. So I love Knob Creek 12. It's a phenomenal offering Frey Ranch is a good bottle, but to me it's just a little bit, it has this slightly odd flavor to it that I don't really reach for it that often. In fact, I've only probably had 3 or 4 pours out of it total since I've gotten it. It's not something that I reach for just because it's a little funky. It's good, like I said, it's sweet. It reminds me of the county fair. It gives off this really nice, enjoyable experience, but it's a little bit of a funky experience, and so I don't go for it all that often. Knob Creek 12 I find delicious. I actually did a 1792 12 versus Knob Creek 12 side by side, and I'll share that video later, but I think this is phenomenal. I even went out and had to get another bottle of this because I thought it was so good that I was gonna go through it too quickly and I needed to have a backup just in case. So, winner for today, Knob Creek 12.